Helmholtz, Professor. 2 facts about the eye must forcibly impress the mind. Right. It can be taken as a fact, which the theory of the action of the eye implies, that for each external impression, that is, for each image produced on the retina, the ends of the visual nerves concerned in the conveyance of the impression to the mind must be under a peculiar stress, or in a vibratory state. It now does not seem impossible that when by the power of thought an image is evoked, a distant reflex action, no matter how weak, is exerted upon certain ends of the visual nerves, and therefore upon the retina. Will it ever be within human power to analyse the condition of the retina when disturbed by thought or reflex action, by the help of some optical or other means of such sensitiveness that a clear idea of its state might be gained at any time? If this were possible, when the problem of reading one's thoughts with precision, like the characters of an open book, might be much easier to solve than many problems belonging to the domain of a positive physical science, in the solution of which many, if not the majority of scientific men, implicitly believe. Helmholtz has shown that the fundi of the eyes are themselves luminous, and he was able to see in total darkness the movement of his arm by the light of his own eyes. This is one of the most remarkable experiments recorded in the history of science, and probably only a few men could satisfactorily repeat it, for it is very likely that the luminosity of the eyes is associated with uncommon activity of the brain and great imaginative power. It is fluorescence of brain action, as it were. Another fact having a bearing on this subject, which has probably been noted by many, since it is stated in popular expressions, but which I cannot recollect to have found chronicled as a positive result of observation, is that at times when a sudden idea or image presents itself to the intelligence, there is a distinct and sometimes painful sensation of luminosity produced in the eye, observable even in the broad daylight. 2 facts about the eye most forcibly impress the mind of the physicist, notwithstanding he may think or say that it is an imperfect optical instrument, forgetting that the very conception of that which is perfect, or seems so to him, has been gained through this same instrument. Firstly, the eye, as far as our positive knowledge goes, the only organ which is directly affected by that subtle medium which, as a science teaches us, must fill all space. Secondly, it is a most sensitive of our organs, incomparably more sensitive to external impressions than any other. This divine organ of sight, this indispensable instrument for thought and all intellectual enjoyment, which lays open to us the marvels of this universe, through which we have acquired what knowledge we possess, and which prompts us to and control our physical and mental activity, by what it is affected, by light, what is light. It is beyond the scope of my lecture to dwell upon the subject of light in general, my object being merely to bring presently to your notice a certain class of light effects, a number of phenomena observed in pursuing the study of these effects. But to be consistent in my remarks, it is necessary to state that according to the idea now accepted by the majority of scientific men as a positive result of an experimental investigation, the various forms of manifestation of energy, which were generally designated as electric, or more precisely electromagnetic, are energy manifestations of the same nature as those of radiant heat and light. Therefore, the phenomena of light and heat and others besides these may be called electrical phenomena. Thus, electrical science has become the mother science of all, and its study has become all-important. The day that we shall know exactly what electricity is will chronicle an event probably greater and more important than any other recorded in the history of the human race. The next part I'm going to read at a later date is the problem of increasing the human energy, with special reference to harnessing of the sun's energy. Because the more I'm watching the sun, the more I'm believing that they have managed to harness the energy from the sun. Thanks, that's all for today. Karen McCardle, bye.